The theory of media ecology says that there are different ways in which we interact based on communication technology. This theory, originally set forth by Marshall McLuhan, says that we experience media and communication differently based on the vehicle in which those things are presented. For example, have you ever heard a movie trailer on the radio, but then later experienced the exact same audio now attached to a commercial on TV? The experience is inherently different, with your imagination now doing far less of the work and your brain being stimulated in an entirely different way. For McLuhan, the medium is the message. It doesn't necessarily matter what is being communicated, but how it's being communicated, and that influences the audiences most. The focus is on media environments and the intricacies of how they operate. An interesting element of this theory is the inherent importance of the medium and how that causes messages to manifest. This manifestation is a key component of advertising, which we can see vividly around this time of year, aka the holidays. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm mentally exhausted from the veracity of holiday messaging. My experience with holiday advertising is that it's tiring to the point that the media, right now, all of it, is fatigue. The environment of media has taken on the guise of a venue through which I, the consumer, am to be advertised to. Okay, so now that the overly academic and pretentious section is over with, what does this have to do with games culture and their relationship with consumerist holidays? Well, it has to do with how we consume media in the year 2018, soon to be 2019. As the year rounds out, there are more and more top 10 games of the year posts being put out by, many of them talented, writers and games journalists. Gamers love quantifying things, and so the ceremonial top 10 best and worst come out. The thing is, though, if you were to ask an average consumer what their top 10 games were, they might not even be able to tell you because they haven't even finished 10 games this year. Obviously, though, there are the hardcore, those that would attest to playing the best and brightest the year has to offer. So important is it that they be culturally in the know, that they spend $60 to $80 every time a big new game comes out to say that they too have played it. Except the average person can't afford that. It's not simply a matter of money, but a matter of time. I'm a student. During the semester, I hardly have time to play the games I know I like, let alone drop another 80 Canadian dollars on the next big release. A brief list of games I still haven't played from this year. God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Pokemon Let's Go, Dragon Ball, the Spyro Remaster, Far Cry, Detroit. The list goes on. A list of games I've played but haven't finished this year. Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed, Dark Souls Remastered, Octopath Traveler, Smash Brothers, and some other releases from last year like Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild. The amount of times I genuinely finish a game are so few and far between that I honestly can't list them off the top of my head. And maybe that's a personal issue for me, but I have a feeling it's somewhat representative of a systemic issue too. Many of these games are huge, boasting massive open worlds and dozens of hours of content. The only one of these dozens of hours experiences that's held my attention of recent note is Monster Hunter World, and that's simply because I really like it. At no point do I feel obliged to finish Monster Hunter, I just play it because I want to. Whereas something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey intimidates me with its large world, scaring me away and making certain that I'll never finish this fully priced product I purchased. Yes, I could have more self-control, only allow myself to purchase a new game once the last was finished. But culturally, I'm already so far behind that I feel an obligation to the craft. I must play the new games. I must keep up with the culture, even if I'm already somewhat behind. To keep up would require making it a full-time job, and I feel like many of those who can't dedicate themselves like that feel as left behind as me. Constant communication with the world has well enough assured that Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube, some of the largest and most influential social medias, make the gaming community feel a sense of obligation. to be in the know and to protect oneself against a deluge of spoilers, which, for some people, could potentially ruin a game and its experience. That feeling of obligation is almost a guarantee of purchase. I must buy this game because I must keep up. Perhaps this is an attitude of extremism, and it surely is to a degree, but if you're involved in this community, which continues advancing all the time, can you claim to have never felt this way? Have you never gone on Twitter, Instagram, or Reddit and felt that you don't need to do all you can to keep up and be part of the hype? Fun fact, these games stay fun after the release date, and working through them at one's own pace is a joy. But as McLuhan would say, the medium is the message. And if we consider social media and its advertisers to be a medium, the message is clear. Keep up or be left behind.